The Allegory of Virtue and Vice, also known as the Choice of Hercules, is a remarkable work by the great Venetian painter Paolo Veronese, created around 1565. The painting explores one of the most enduring themes in classical philosophy: the choice between a difficult path of virtue and an easier path of pleasure and temptation. At the center of the composition stands the young Hercules. Veronese does not show him performing one of his famous heroic labors. Instead, the artist presents a different kind of struggle, an internal one. Hercules must decide which path he will follow, and this moral choice becomes the true drama of the painting. Beside him are two female allegorical figures representing opposing ways of life. Virtue represents discipline, effort, perseverance, and the pursuit of a higher purpose. Her path is demanding because it requires a person to overcome difficulties and resist immediate desires in order to achieve something greater. Vice, by contrast, represents temptation, pleasure, and the attraction of an easier existence. Her path appears inviting precisely because it promises enjoyment without the same struggle or sacrifice. Hercules stands between these opposing forces, transforming the ancient story into a universal image of human choice. Veronese communicates this tension through the gestures, poses, and movements of the figures. The composition feels active and dramatic, as though Hercules is being pulled between two different futures. Color also plays an essential role. Veronese was one of the greatest colorists of the Venetian school, and his rich palette gives the scene extraordinary visual power. Deep reds, warm golden tones, and luminous whites create an atmosphere of splendor. Light moves across the figures and fabrics, emphasizing the texture of the clothing and giving the bodies a strong sense of physical presence. The magnificent costumes are painted with the elegance and richness characteristic of Veronese. Flowing fabrics, decorative details, and brilliant colors transform the philosophical subject into a spectacular visual experience. Yet beneath this beauty lies a serious question. What matters more? Immediate pleasure or the difficult pursuit of a higher goal? This is why Hercules becomes more than a figure from ancient mythology. His dilemma represents a choice people repeatedly face in their own lives, between desire and duty, discipline and temptation, short-term satisfaction and long-term purpose. Veronese therefore goes far beyond simply illustrating an ancient story. He turns mythology into a meditation on human nature. There is also an intriguing tension between the appearance and the meaning of the painting. The viewer is attracted by beautiful figures, luxurious fabrics, and brilliant colors, while the story itself warns about the seductive power of appearances and easy pleasures. This contrast gives the painting much of its intellectual strength. First, Veronese captures our attention through beauty. Then he encourages us to consider what that beauty may conceal. The allegory of virtue and vice suggests that some of the greatest human victories do not take place on a battlefield. Hercules must first conquer his own uncertainty. His greatest challenge at this moment is not defeating an external enemy, but deciding what kind of person he wishes to become. That is why Veronese's painting remains relevant centuries after it was created. Times and societies change, But the conflict between immediate desire and